تعال يا ابني خش في بيتك اللي عندي كمان بتاعك كل واشرب واستريح عيش وتفرح ربنا معاك.
I was 16 years old when the plane landed in Tel Aviv. It was the summer of 1973. I had been born just 250 miles west, in Cairo, but that was a world away. Strangely, I felt as though I was coming home, even though it was my first time there. You see, my family didn't quite fit the mold in Utica, New York. In the city schools, I was just about the only Jew, and at Temple, well, I was the only Arab. What really cinched it for me, though, was seeing a garbage collector wearing a kippah, a ritual head covering. Wow, I thought to myself, even the garbage collectors are Jewish. For some reason, that sight impressed me more than all the antiquities. My 8-week youth group tour was a lot more laid back than any tours these days. Parents didn't tether their children with cell phones and Facebook and Skype. They hadn't been invented yet, of course. We didn't need 24/7 chaperones, and kids were free to figure out public transport during our long weekends to visit friends and relatives. It's one of those long weekends I was aiming to talk about. I went to visit my uncle Ibrahim. Unlike my father and mother, when he fled Egypt, his family went directly to Israel. Ibrahim and Allegra lived with their 2 children in a small third-floor walk-up in a suburb of Tel Aviv. It was Friday evening and Sabbath had already started. I checked one last time the address on my note card, then knocked. Someone opened the door. I looked inside and saw a man about my father's age and a boy who looked around 12. They each held a prayer book and were dressed identically. Boxer shorts and a kippah. The man looked up and spoke these words to me in Arabic. Ta'ala ya ibni, khosh fibetak. Come, my son, enter into your house. I had never seen him before. In fact, since I had never met anyone in my mother's family, they were more like characters in a story to me. But all that changed in an instant.
تعال يا ابني خش في بيتك اللي عندي كمان بتاعك كل واشرب واستريح عيش وتفرح ربنا معاك.
I walked in and set my bag down. They didn't have much, but whatever they had, they offered to me. We spoke mostly in Arabic, with a few Hebrew and English words to fill it out. I asked him what he did for a living. He said, Lammi Zabala. He was a garbage collector. Mark Twain once wrote that there is no greater gift than when a man gives his guest the best of what he has. Ta'ala ya ibni, khosh fibetak. Come, my son, enter your house. Illa andi kaman beta'ak. That which is mine is also yours. Kul wishrab wistarayyah. Eat, drink, relax yourself. Aish wa tifrah wa rabbina ma'ak. Live long, be happy. God is with you. It was like I had grown up with 3 eyeballs and landed on an island where everyone had 3 eyeballs. We blessed the Sabbath and had dinner, then talked on the veranda long into the night, eating lib, sunflower seeds, and tossing the shells on the concrete floor. Goodness gracious, Allegra was like a machine with the lib, perhaps even faster than my mother. You could almost see the shells piling higher and deeper as we talked. Every half an hour or so, she'd pull out a broom and sweep the shells onto the garden below. The next morning, I walked bleary-eyed into the bathroom, and just about 10 seconds too late, I noticed there was no toilet paper. فين الورق الكنيف? Where's the toilet paper? The door went slightly ajar and a Time magazine was tossed my way. Honestly, it took me a moment to realize what they meant. After all, there was Golda Meir, the Prime Minister, on the front cover. But I figured it out. Then I noticed my bag on the floor of the bathroom. It was empty. All my clothes were washed and hanging to dry. They had no washing machine. This was Middle Eastern hospitality. تعال يا ابني, Khosh Fibetak. Come, my son, enter your house. I will never forget those words, but more than that, I will never forget how the abundant generosity of a poor garbage collector in Tel Aviv made me feel like I had finally arrived home after a long journey.
تعال يا ابني خوش في بيتك اللي عندي كمان بتاعك كل واشرب واستريح عيش وافرح ربنا معاك